All right, there we go. It's been that kind of day. Should be sound now. Everything's out of whack because I had to switch all my audio sources at the last second. Dig this guy up. Yesterday, you know my wireless headset that I loved so much that stopped working like 2 years ago? When I set all my stuff on my computer up yesterday, I tried plugging it in and it worked, and I was so ecstatic. But today it just wasn't working, and because it wasn't working, I couldn't hear anything. I became very upset. Well, not upset. I became obsessed with making it work. So part of it's my fault. When I finally dug into the boxes and found this is the one I've been using that plugs in, you know. I got face cam. Yeah, I decided it was time. You guys haven't seen me for a long time. I didn't say ecstatic. Oh, that I'm not one of those weirdos. I am somebody that misreads every comment. Not cashews. Disc-shaped beef jerky. Please show Millie. Come on, if I can get a hold of her. I have myself locked out because my mother-in-law's in the living room with my wife and they're being yakety-yakking. Well, let's see. Oh. So, this is my new room. It's a mess because I tore half a place apart. That's my closet back there. That's where I went through digging to try to find stuff. Everything's a work in progress. Let me see if I can dig up Millie for you. I don't think she's sure. You want to get up? So let me see if I got this. That's not working. This also was working earlier. Alright, this part's still working. There she is. Hi, man. Oh, are you over it? Are you over it? You want a treat? Yeah, well, get up. Go. Okay, I'll go on. All right, so there's Millie. I have a feeling she's gonna want to get out of here because she doesn't like being closed up in here, and there's too much talking going on in the next room, and too much talking going on in here. Or the two to coexist with the door open. All right. And long story where, yeah, she wants to get out. All right. You want to go there? You know, it's being closed out. Close the green screen. I think it's freaking her out. But everyone got to see her. What's that? I just don't want to know. Check her. It's okay. All right. Now I got a nice. I've been going through my closet so vigorously and moving around so much. I got this nice shiny forehead going on. First time on camera, looking all like sweaty and gross. Lift Millie over my head. Let me see. Nice closet. I like it's a walk-in. It's not huge, but it's nice. It's got like some nice storage options. So it's a pretty sweet setup. And I got my new desk, which I think I got my camera set up on my, yeah, it's kind of hard to, but it's a, can I move my camera over here? I got a nice brand new desk. You can't see it very good. Yeah. I can't. I've got my my camera wired to my monitor arm, so I can't move it around very easily. Well, you saw I posted a picture in Discord, so you can see it in Discord. Yeah, yes, in fact, it does have lighting. It was a pricey desk. It's a Secret Lab Magnus Pro, but I've been eyeing it for a while. And there's a lot of things that we were wanting to get for a while that we thought if we ever get a house, then like my old table that I was using as the desk was falling apart too. So there are things that was like, when we don't want to buy a bunch of shit and then have to move it. So when we get into a house, that's when, and then it's stuff like we got new appliances and all this other stuff. So it's pretty exciting. But the desk was the big thing because I knew I needed to get rid of my old one. It was literally like the leg was cracking. And I was like, I want to go big. It does a sit stand thing. Pretty cool. So here it goes. Bye. It's going up now. Bye everyone. I remain sitting. The desk is gonna stand up now. Alright, I'm just gonna stay down here. Here we go. I could run my stream like this. Let me get my microphone. Hey everybody, it's like the neighbor from Home Improvement. What was the Michael Scott impression? Oh, no, that's too far down. All right, there we go. Yeah, there's not a whole lot in this town that we live in now, but there is a Taco Bell. Oh, when he pretends to walk downstairs. Yeah. All right, guys. See you later. Gonna go down, but it's pretty slow. It's pretty slow going down the stairs. But, yeah. And it's pretty cool. These desks have, well, I'm still in the process of getting everything wired, like all the wiring set up for everything. But it's got really cool cable management. Because I used to have like a huge nest of wires behind my computer that looked like terrible. And I was always afraid Millie was going to get into them. And now it's like, it's all tucked into a tray at the back of the desk. And the computer is mounted under the desk too. So when the desk rises, the computer goes with it. It's like mounted underneath, like to the top of the leg. I bought it from the Secret Labs website. So I'm pretty stoked about the desk. If I hadn't completely locked down the camera as part of the cable management, I could show you more. But that does it feels bad that I got such a fine looking desk and that I'm not gonna it's part of my stream. I just don't show my desk, so only I get to appreciate it. But yeah, so we moved. We were supposed to move last Thursday. That's when we packed everything up. But we had so much crap that we hadn't gotten around to packing yet that the movers didn't. The movers packed the rest of our stuff, which was they were awesome, but they ran out of time. So that if they had driven from where we lived then to where they're taking our stuff, it would have pushed them over 14 hours by the time they tried to drive back. So they couldn't do it all one day. So we didn't actually move in here until last Friday. But it was cool. They actually paid for a hotel. Like they let us go wherever we wanted to go for a hotel, and they just credited that off of the cost of the move. They didn't charge. I was afraid if it went to a second day, they would charge us extra. But they actually took another $100 off. They were an awesome moving company. And we ran out of packing materials, and so they used their own. They used like 20 of their own boxes, and they didn't charge us for any of that stuff. And the contract says they can. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when we moved here to Oregon from Los Angeles, the movers that we got like screwed us at every opportunity. Every little sub clause that they could find in their contract to charge us more, they did, and they did it to great effect. So they quoted us originally like $1,200, By the time they were done with us, they charged us almost $3,000. So it was like we were kind of ready to get screwed. But I did research, and this company was pretty well known. It's called All Service Moving. I don't know if they're all over the place. I know that they're in the Portland area specifically. And there's also, when I was looking them up, they're like All Service Movers. There are all these different ones that sound like them, but it was All Service Moving. And yeah, they charge by the hour. And it took, and all said, they did work a couple extra hours, and it was our fault that, you know, 'cause they showed up, and we literally we packed a lot, but we had so much more that was not packed, and they busted their ass. Like, one of the guys even got injured trying to move some of our junk down the stairs. Like, that was one of the other things that went wrong, is he had to, like, there were 3 guys on day 1, and on day 2 there were only 2 guys, but they only charged us for 2 guys the second day. You didn't notice that we started? Hey, Armando, that's okay. It was starting to look like it wasn't going to happen. And Armando, this is the first time you've seen me on camera. And you're still here. I haven't been in the habit of getting on camera because my camera started wigging out and screwing up. And if it starts doing that, I'm going to turn it off. But I figured I've been trying things with my PC that I haven't been doing for a while, because I unplugged everything and reset everything back up. So I started thinking maybe some of the weird stuff that wasn't working, now that I've unplugged and plugged everything back in again, maybe it'll start working. So yeah, I got my cam, I got my green screen, I got my my room under construction back there. You missed show and tell with my dog, Millie. She was in here a few minutes ago. She was sleepy, and she wasn't into being in here with like the green screen and all this stuff. When I went out, she was actually like laying on a blanket, asleep, like totally conked out. She's had a busy day. We've got a yard now, so Millie likes, like, we let her dig holes in certain areas. So she's been digging holes all day. Every day after work, we go out and have a hose fight, water fight with her. She loves it. And I've been taking her on walks every day because we're not in a crowded apartment complex anymore. So she's been pretty happy. Oh, and someone asked, why am I wearing shoes? I'm making some adjustments to my workstation, and one of them was the carpet here is thicker than I'm used to. Maybe it's just not as broken down, because I think the carpet in our old place was, my old place was decent, but it was built in the 90s, and I'm pretty sure the carpet had been there since the 90s. And now my chair was really I could barely move it in the carpet, and I'm like, I'm gonna wreck this carpet with this chair. So I did research into like those pads, to like, what are the best pads, and the ones that kept coming up as like the highest quality were tempered glass, which I never heard of tempered glass as like as a chair, like matte carpet protector thing. But I've read enough online discussions about people saying how awesome they were that I got one. And what I've found is, with all the walking around and moving and we've done, my feet are sore, and sitting here with my feet on the hard tempered glass is uncomfortable. It's a sit stand desk, so when I stand on the tempered glass and my socks are bare feet, it kind of hurts my feet. So I actually, like, this is my first day using it, so I've been wearing the shoes that I use for walking, because they've got really good, like, they're very super comfortable to stand in. That seems like too much. What, do you, like I should have gotten regular glass? Or that tempered glass? I want to say it's like half an inch. Let me see if I can find the one that I got. We got flies in here right now because we don't have a doggy door for Billy yet, so we just keep the door, the sliding glass door to the back open for certain portions of the day. So little flies have been getting in here. There's one on top of my monitor, my second monitor over there. He's taunting me. But yeah, I'm still deciding how I feel. Here's the one. I'll paste a link into the chat of the one that I got. Oh, it was on sale when I got it. It's actually more expensive now. It was right around $100. But yeah, it looks really cool. And my chair rolls around real nice, like a dream now. And supposedly, I mean, they can crack and stuff, but supposedly these things have a potential to last like a lot longer than a mat does. So that was another thing. It's like this thing was, I think it was about $100 when I bought it. And all you got to do is eat through like 2 mats of like some of the better like plastic mats, and you've already paid for this. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. But now I'm thinking certain things like the rubber plastic mats are softer and maybe wouldn't like my feet. But I think once I've recovered from the move and my feet aren't so sore anymore, that's going to be less of an issue. My delicate feet do hurt. Need an indoor bug zapper? Maybe. So we started looking into doggy door solutions because at our old apartment we had one of those doggy door inserts into the sliding glass door, but we were on a 3rd floor balcony, so we weren't worried about security. And I know in particular my wife is really like scared to use that. And then also there's a drop down from the sliding glass door down to the slab patio. And if we installed that thing in there, she'd have a pretty gnarly drop when she jumps through the doggy door to like where she would actually land, and she'd probably biff it on the steps. So we can't use the doggy door. So we're looking at both like getting some kind of ramp or some kind of structure made so she can jump on the other side, maybe a miniature deck or something. I don't know, just big enough for her to jump on. And then also looking into some sort of a sliding door with a more secure doggy door built into it type of thing. But anyways, that was super expensive. We got a quote. I went to Home Depot and got a quote on like how much it would cost. With labor is like $3,000. I was like, are you serious? I didn't say that to him. That's obviously just what it cost. But I was like, that's a lot. Like, you can get sliding glass doors for under $1,000. Why is it an extra $2,000 for a doggy door in it? That seems like insane, but we'll see what happens. But at least for now, we just let the thing be open for certain hours during the day, and flies get in. So I don't know. But yeah, what else? What else is exciting? House is really cool. We're really enjoying, and I'm actually kind of liking being in like a quiet town. At least, well, obviously I've only been here a week, but you know, we went from moving from like the busiest, most highly populated area of Los Angeles, city of Los Angeles, to Oregon. And it was still like the Portland suburbs. It's still pretty like big town, right? And now we're in a place that's under I think it's under 10,000 people live here. Gonna join the Rotary Club. But yeah, I met quite a few neighbors. They all seem pretty nice. This is like a little housing development that's still being built, and I think when it's done, it's probably gonna have some in the neighborhood of like, I don't know, maybe 13, 14, 15 houses. And it's all like, it's basically like a cul-de-sac. So there's not any through traffic. And it's also like the cross street is a really slow street anyways. So even the cross street that leads into our little development, there's barely any traffic there. So it's just really, you know, quiet and stuff. So I think right now there are only 6 other houses that people live in. Like, people only started moving into it this year. The development is, and half the development hasn't been finished yet. There's like undeveloped lots. So like this house, if you look on Google Maps, well, you can't because I won't tell you where it is exactly, but if you look on Google Maps, there's like, it's not on there. It's just like, just the empty fields where this whole development is. But yeah, so the neighbors have been very, because they all have dogs, which, you know, Millie is, I've had trouble with her being reactive. They're aware of her now because she's already barked at their dogs and at them when we try to do a meet and greet. But hopefully Millie will chill out. I don't know, and we'll get that, once we get settled in, we had Millie, like, we started seeing a behavior specialist for Millie to try and figure out ways to get her to be less reactive, and we'll see. Hopefully it'll work, because it'd be a shame if she didn't get along with the other dogs in the neighborhood, because just about everyone I've met has dogs. So, and I don't want us to be the dog, we're the people in the neighborhood with the asshole dogs. I mean, Millie's sweet with us, and she's actually really good at daycare. If we drop her off at doggy daycare, she gets along with everybody. But it's like, if there are other dogs or people around where she considers to be her turf or her whatever, like, even when it's me walking her, her thing is like, it's like she's defending me. So she gets very, like, defensive. Or she's always been like that. She's just gotten worse over time. I'm sure I'm already developing a reputation. Yeah. But I think I've met probably about half. Yeah, I'd say I've met about half of the houses that have people living in them. I've met them already. And in some cases, I've met them a couple times. And they seem pretty cool. They're like talking, and they're all people that aren't from this town. They came here from other places to get to someplace a little more, like, quiet. There's a couple that seem like that. I think there's 3 of them I think are retirees. But yeah, they're all talking about wanting to do like barbecues and try to have a neighborly community, which I'm not used to at all. Like, the places I've lived for the last like 25 years, sometimes you would know your neighbors a little bit. In LA, the building I lived in was sort of conducive to community. But yeah, most places everyone just sort of keeps themselves, you know, keeps their heads down, maybe says hi to people around. Small neighborhood. There are no kids. Yeah, there are no kids here in this neighborhood at all that I know of. Uh-oh, Evie's got good news and bad news, but then she puts an unhappy face. All right, what is the good news and the bad news, Evie23? But yeah, and then we still have a lot of work to do. Like, our living room is completely stacked up with boxes. I've got it set up. We've got it set up so that, like, our own, like, office bedrooms, that sort of thing, are usable. Like, my room doesn't have everything in it yet, but I don't have it, like, jammed with boxes. In fact, I'm getting a big-ish bookcase tomorrow, so that I'll have places to store my stuff. One of the things that we lost, actually, the mover who got injured, it was trying to move our 20-year-old IKEA 6-foot by 6-foot cube shelves down the stairs, and the thing fell apart as they were moving it, and somehow it, like, sliced his finger open. Hey, Nick. Yeah, well, I figured, you know, I got a new house, a new haircut. I got a lot more room for a green screen now behind me, so that's cool. And figure it's been a long time since I did a stream on camera. So why not? So that way you guys can know that I'm still as handsome as I've ever been. Same PC. Yeah. New desk. New fancy sit stand gaming desk with like LED lighting and everything. I actually took pictures in Discord. I can't turn my camera around to show it because it's tethered to the monitor arm. But I got new speakers because I had these 20-year-old speakers with it was like 2 little tiny Logitech speakers and then a giant subwoofer, which was good, but it was like I've been wanting something with a little more balanced sound that maybe isn't all about the bass, so I got these. Let me see. I don't think I was like, can I show you guys the speakers? Everything's pretty locked down in terms of oh no. All right, that's messing with the camera. The camera is in a delicate situation. All right, no, I can't mess with the cords. That's one of the problems. Is the camera is actually. I might have lost the camera. Yeah, there's a very delicate ecosystem of cords with some of these things. Yeah, I think I'm done. I think the camera's done. And hello, Zorn Kev. So unfortunately, in trying to show you my new speakers, I completely borked my camera. But literally the way that the camera has been is if any of the USB cords on the camera gets even looked at wrong, the camera cuts out. So yeah. And I don't know where the fault is that's causing it to be that way. But yeah, moving the camera was a risky maneuver. Well, that makes me sad. Hold on, let me see if I can reset it. All right. Maybe we got it again. There we go. But on all the settings are screwed up, so it's got the gain is turned way up, so I'm really shiny now. Here, let's turn all that shit off. And you can start seeing through my head. I assure you there's not a hole in my head right now. Boop, boop, boop. Apply. Turn that down a little bit. Boom. Turn that up a little bit. Boom. And I think the rest of that's all good to go. All right. So I won't mess with the I won't mess with the cords or look at them or anything. If the camera just shuts itself off, it does something funky like that again, I think I'm just gonna. Oh, now the green screen is acting up. I tell you, that's one of the reasons why I stopped messing with the camera. Is there so much? It started doing weird stuff. Actually, the green screen is mostly doing okay. I'm just noticing the back of the All right, that's better. I think. So, ooh. It's movie magic. That's how green screens work. Okay. And chroma keys. All right. So now Evie's shared her good news and bad news. The good news is I've been able to walk on my heel normally. Bad news, they won't let you go back to work due to the doctors saying you still have a boot and a push scooter. And you're annoyed. Ugh. I'm sorry, Evie. Like I said, the grass is always greener. I'm honestly a little I wish someone would tell me I couldn't go to work for a little while. But after months, though, it's a different story. And I get the sense you actually like your job. I'm very, like, hot and cold with my job. And my job has been jobbing way too hard this year. And it's been jobbing way too hard. Especially while I've been in the middle of all this move and buying a house and everything. Job's been jobbing so hard. You have an idea where the fault is? Do you think it was, do you think my OBS software was trying to handle somebody in the stream making excessive use of Control-C and Control-V? I think that can interfere with my software environment if there's too much Control-C, Control-V going on in my chat. It overloads OBS. It can cause my camera to short out. Just so you know, I'm not pointing any fingers. I don't know anyone here who might do excessive use of Control-C or Control-V. But, you know, just saying. All right. Sorry, Evie. You know I'm just messing with you. All right. So, I haven't played any games in the last week either. I think I might have played... was it Wednesday night before I moved? I don't even know. No, I was busy packing. So maybe Monday or Tuesday last week was the last time I played any games. But I got that beef jerky in my... I should have toothpicks over here. But yeah, I got my cool stuff on my desk. I don't know if you guys seen my Millennium Falcon. This was from my trip to Disneyland a few years ago. I got this. It's one of the few things on my desk. I'm trying to keep my desk from getting too cluttered. And I got this guy, the at Walker. And these are the two desk decorations I have that will always need to remain on my desk. Because they bring me joy. You saw the at. But yeah, you know what? And not Jeff. Brad will probably be grateful for this, but I was this close to slipping back into Lord of the Rings Online. Because moving is stressful, and when you're in a new place, there's a little bit like, even though it's a nice place, it's a new place, and yeah, you have this sort of feeling of like, oh, I don't know if I feel like it's home yet. Like, I feel like I don't have like a home right now, even though obviously I do. But right, you still, like, your brain isn't dialed into this new place that you're at as being home yet. And last night I was exhausted, and I was like feeling that little feeling of like, I need to feel homeness. And I started thinking about Lord of the Rings Online. So I updated it and I launched. I was way too tired to even play it, but I launched it and I ran around Rivendell. The Trollshaw. I ran from the Trollshaws to Rivendell and ran around Rivendell for a couple minutes, and then I went to bed. I turned it off and went to bed. You're very relieved. The other one I thought about briefly was Final Fantasy XIV, because Final Fantasy XIV is very classic Final Fantasy in terms of like the whole tone of it, which is also very comforting to me. It is yeah, I didn't even realize that, but yes, it is a Millennium Falcon t-shirt. Yeah. So, yeah, there it is. Millennium Falcon. Right there. Comic-Con. Yeah, it's okay. We were way too kind of distracted by the move. Okay. So we get 3-day passes to Comic-Con each year. And until now we've gone to all 3 days. But because I've been requesting so much time around this move, and like I couldn't even tell them what days always. Like I didn't know when we were going to have to go sign escrow papers. It's the sort of thing where you find out and you got to go the next day and do it. And it was like 2 hours away. So it was like going to be like at least half a day off of work. So I felt so bad about all the days I've been missing about work. And then other stuff, you know, like family stuff, things have been happening. So I've missed days. And then I was taking off, you know, to move. I ended up taking off again on Monday because we were still like not situated enough. So like, for example, I'd packed a travel like bag with a certain number of days of like my blood pressure medication. My medication ran out. And I was on my last pill and I didn't know where. It's sort of dumb planning, but the rest of my medication was somewhere packed. And I was like, and there were other things too. There were just certain things that you have to do during the day, like during a weekday. Like we had to get a post box key, like a mail key for one of those community mailboxes. I had to go to the post office, and we were gonna do it, get everything together on Friday and do it, but there was too much because the move got delayed. There was too much going on, so it went on a Saturday, and apparently they're short-staffed, so the post office was closed. So then it was like, well, if they're closed on Saturdays, that means we got to do the post office thing during the week, which, you know, could be like whatever, lunch break, but we also had all the other stuff we wanted to take care of, and so I took Monday off. But yeah, so back to Comic-Con. I knew I was going to be taking a lot of crazy days off, and usually Fridays at Comic-Con are pretty slow. Like there's not a lot going on. I forget, there was someone on Friday that my wife really wanted to see. Oh, Will Wheaton was there on Friday. Will Wheaton and Felicia Day, which I would have liked to see too, but I basically was like, no, I can't call off another day in the middle of all this to go see Will Wheaton. So there was a bunch of stuff on Saturday we wanted to see and a bunch of stuff on Sunday. And we decided we were going to take the train because our apartment complex is right next to a train station that takes you like literally a block away from the convention center where Comic-Con is. So we're like, okay, so we're rushing to catch the train, and like a dumbass, I lost my footing and I wiped out. I biffed it hard on the concrete. And like I fell. And then like I landed and I rolled and everything. It was very dramatic. There were all sorts of people on the train platform that witnessed me do it too, so extra fun. And I got up and we ran to the train station, and I was trying to get like the ticket sorted out when the train came and the train went, and then we missed it. And then I looked down and like my knee is like dripping blood. I was like, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden I noticed like, oh, everything hurts. So I wasn't like seriously injured, like, but we went to Comic-Con. We almost didn't even go at all because I was like, I'm afraid I'm hurt and I just don't know it yet. But we went, we saw, we go to see like the panels now. That's what we like to go. We saw Battlestar Galactica panels with Edward James Olmos. If you guys saw that, like the 2005 Battlestar Galactica had the lady that played the president, and it had Katie Sackhoff, the lady that plays Starbuck. And that was really cool. But then the next one was going to be the Goonies, the whole, I guess, surviving cast of the Goonies. Because, wait, no, who wasn't there? No one died from the Goonies. I was thinking of Corey Haim, but he wasn't in the Goonies. But most of all the kids from the Goonies were there. But it was the first time that we tried to go to a panel, and it was the line was so big they were going to fill up, and they literally, we couldn't get in. So, and I was still hurting and sore and everything else, and I'm just like tired and stressed about the move, and I'm just like, and Amanda was pretty wiped out too, so we just left. And then the next day we were both so tired that we just didn't even go to Comic-Con on the third day. The pharmacy can give you a couple days of medicine. It's probably, yeah, I'm sure that like in an emergency we could. I think I just knew, like, I knew I could find it, but that it would take time. And I also just knew that, like, there's a bunch of shit I wanted to take care of. Like, I couldn't focus on work. We were too unsettled. There was too much that we hadn't unpacked yet at that point. So I was just kind of all together. I was just like, I need one more day, because the move got delayed a whole day too. But yeah, it's still a mess. We have a ton of stuff still at our original apartment. Like, there's stuff we're getting rid of, like our old entertainment center, our old couch. Like, the clock's ticking. I'm getting a little worried that we're gonna run out of time on it, because Amanda was gonna like work on getting rid of that stuff, like connecting with like junk people and stuff. And she has 3-day weekends because of the way her work schedule is. So she sort of like was taking the lead on that stuff. Like, she's going to the house tomorrow with her mom. Once a week or once every week or two, she still has to drive to Portland for work. So she did that a couple days ago, and she went to the house and picked up some stuff. So she's kind of like, she's sort of taking the lead on dealing with this stuff at the old house. But anyways, but it's still stressful knowing that, like, there's a lot of junk there, and it's kind of a mess. Like, when we moved all the furniture and stuff to move, we realized, that's when you realize all of the wolf hair, the wolf mouth hair, Millie's black shaggy hair, like, because we vacuum and stuff, but like when you move a couch over or you move a piece of furniture over that hasn't been moved in a while, somehow there were just like mats of fur everywhere that were suddenly all over the carpet during the move. So anyways, just stuff like that. So we're probably gonna need to get the place cleaned. The apartment people said they're gonna completely renovate that unit. So they even basically told us, like, we don't have to worry too much about doing a deep clean, but it's like to the point where it's a little embarrassing. But yeah, everything about the move was like seat of our pants. We didn't pack as much as we wanted to. I realized when the movers were there, one of them asked if they could use the bathroom, and I realized I hadn't even cleaned the toilet. Like, you know, it was not like it would look like a public restroom or anything, but it's just one of those things where, you know, it's like, oh shit, like, I probably, like, that probably needed some cleaning. And whatever. The bathroom was all like kind of grimy and whatever. Anyways, yeah, shouldn't talk too much about it. Anyway, oh my god, you guys. Tell them to use Millie's pee pad. That's one thing that I'm really glad. It's not, we don't have to deal with those pee pads anymore. We were really kind of worried, like, how is Millie going to react to, is she going to figure out to go pee in the yard? Because she's been real weird about going to the bathroom. Like, at our apartment complex, we could barely ever get her to go. Like, we'd take her on walks, and she wouldn't go. Like, when you go to lawns and places, she would barely ever go. Sometimes she would pee. She wouldn't do the other thing. She would hold it until we got home and then go on her pads out on the patio. Like, that was where she felt like she was safe, that she could relax and let loose. So I was a little worried, like, is she going to figure out is she going to try to crap on the patio right outside the front door? Like, does she know what to do out there anymore? She figured it out pretty well. So she even, like, right before I go to bed, I'll open the door and say, okay, go out, go potty. And she actually does it. So she knows, like, that's what I'm asking her to do. You looked in hunting a bear and you ran for your life. I had some misadventures last time I played involving wolves. Wolves killing me over and over again. Speaking of which, I should probably play some game. Yeah, she loves the yard. Usually she doesn't like to go out unless I'm going out. Except that she likes digging in the bark mulch. And I know Amanda's been like made a big point of she wants to make sure that they're like Millie can dig holes out there if she wants to. We're trying to maybe keep her from digging like in the lawn and stuff like that, but like if it's just the dirt mulch and she wants to dig. So she spent half the day out pouncing on dirt clods and digging and all that sorts of stuff today. That's probably why she was so tired when I went to try and get her to come on camera. She was worn out from all of her excavating activities. All right. Oh, and of course. Oh, there's 16 people. What's going on right now? Am I getting raided? There's a bunch of people watching. Of course, it's like when I'm just talking, I'm just complaining about my life. And that's when all the people come in. They're like, oh, great vintage story. You're like, who's this grumpy middle-aged man complaining about his move? Potty training his dog. Oh yeah, she loves the water from the hose. We got the hose and we got the little gun. These are all things we had to buy too. Like we haven't had any of this stuff. But we got the hose with the little gun, and you squirt it this way, squirt it that way, squirt it this way, squirt it. And she's like jumping, leaping back and forth across the yard, you know, chasing it, jumping, trying to get the next one. She absolutely like gets her wiggles out like crazy. So Maxie, did you buy Vintage Story yet? Just curious. I forget, Maxie, did you buy No Man's Sky when I was streaming that? I know you seemed interested. Oh no, did my camera get? Is my camera getting? Okay, I think my camera's okay. It's a chill stream, guys. Oh, you didn't buy it either. Okay, because I think it's like on a mini sale or something. But or it's maybe I said it's one of those that does go on deep sale sometimes. There's a game on my wish list right now called The Precinct that is on sale, but it's usually $30 and it's 20. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna play it. But I got too many games already. I need to stop buying games. All right, let me do this.
45 seconds of gameplay.
All right, hold on. I need to make sure that my little customized speed pad is set for playing No, it was set for my profile for Lord of the Rings Online. Let's get it back to Vintage Story. Most of y'all know what the hell I'm talking about right now, but I can't even get it up towards the camera. I have this. Oh. I have this controller. That isn't working now? Uh-oh. Did I pull the thing and now it's not working? Uh-oh, that could be a problem. Okay, no, it should be working. Gotta save. All right. It's just acting weird, though. Now this isn't working right.
45 seconds.
Seriously? Well, this is the game. The thing that I've learned now is I've got everything so tightly packed into this PC that I can't show you guys anything on camera anymore, or else it wigs out. I honestly, I don't even know if I could play Vintage Story without this customized keypad. I don't know the controls on a normal keyboard anymore. All right, let me reset the thing. Exit all apps. Maybe if I just relaunch the app that controls it, it'll reset itself. Please reset yourself. Like, why would this stop working correctly? You gave up on Dune finally? The latest debacle with the release of the new DLC. I haven't been paying attention. But I'm sorry if it's gotten bad or weird. Especially if it's that game, the type of game you've just invested a lot of time in. Really, dude? Really, dude? I mean, I know it's still plugged in. Why is it just, like, not working correctly? All right. Maybe it is working correctly. It just doesn't look the way it... It's just... Something about it's not working quite right. But I'm going to try it out and see if it's at least functioning, the keys. You have a little over 200 hours in it? And you gave up on it because they're fucking up the development? Oh, man. All right.
45 seconds of gameplay.
All right. Can we at least... Oh, God, don't you dare tell me. All right, there's another update. Dare I even try it? Last time I tried to do an update, I'm going to try it. The last major update just did not work on my computer. My computer would not run it. Oh, it's just a bug fix? Okay. Well, actually, no, I realized what solved it is I finally uninstalled my security software. And then I was able to install it. So, actually, that shouldn't be a problem anymore. Like, pretty much paid security software is, like, antivirus software is kind of like, in this day and age, is almost unnecessary. All right. I'm going to install the update and then launch it again. It's working. Exciting stuff, huh, guys? You just caught a female deer? Is that a doe, a deer, a female deer? Something. Dun, 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 dun. security is a resource hack. Ditch all that crap. Well, I still have like Windows, whatever, Windows Defender. I'm using that. But for the most part, that stuff is good enough now that you don't need to have paid antivirus. And then the thing is, the one I had, I've been using for years. But you first get it, it's a super cheap. It's like $14.99, and then every year after that, they like once a year they charge you like, $150 or something. It's like, oh, that was like $100. I forget what it was, but it was like every year it'd be like, we just took this money out of your, what? I'm like, it's not cheap anymore. And then it was always giving me false positives on stuff. All right. Now it's been a minute since I've played this game, so now I'm gonna have to remember. Luckily, I don't think I'm close to starving. She was 23 when she started coming to the Gaming Lawyer streams. Right? I didn't even think about that. Last week, I think, was the official 10-year anniversary of the Gaming Lawyer channel. Right in the middle of my move. I didn't stream yet at that point. Maybe I should play that AI podcast celebrating my 10-year anniversary for you guys, live on stream. All right, what was that? I just heard a doo-doo, doo-doo. Don't. Was that my camera? Okay. Yeah, I think that was my camera fucking up. All right, now the lighting is all fucked up again. I'm just gonna leave it all so my face is all shiny and shit. My face is not really this shiny. I'm getting ready to toss the whole camera thing out of the although now I need to look at my channel, look at my videos. Videos. Oldest. Your very first video. Yep, it was September 11th, 2015. The first video on the Game Lawyer channel.
Alright, hello everybody. This is the Gaming Lawyer, and this is my first
I'm not the Gaming
Let's
Lawyer
Play.
anymore. Can't be. For legal
I've been
reasons.
wanting to play this DLC. I did play the original game a few months ago, and I loved it.
Yeah, anyways. We don't need to revisit that right now. Although we could listen to my my AI podcast.
Okay, so we're diving into something pretty cool today. The 10-year anniversary of a YouTube channel called Gaming Lawyer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's like a
Remember
total
this one, Brad?
behind-the-scenes look at how this channel went from basically nothing to this like thriving community
Interesting.
over a whole decade. So
Yeah.
I'm a bit fascinated to see like what we can learn from, 10 years of Gaming Lawyer.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, how does a community like actually stick together for that long online? Right.
Exactly, and this is not like some
Right.
big company or viral sensation or anything.
No.
It's literally just a guy named Ryan,
Okay.
who's a lawyer in his 40s
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
also like
was.
lifelong gamer for like 35 years or something.
Wow.
And back in 2015,
Okay.
he just had like a slow week at work and thought, hey, I like watching gaming video.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it a shot myself,
Yeah, that's so cool. Like, so many of these communities just kind of start with somebody just being like, I want to try this.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the name gaming lawyer, like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not some fancy marketing thing.
No,
It's just him.
It's just who he is.
A lawyer who
Yeah.
loves gaming.
Yeah, yeah. In the early days of YouTube and all that,
Yeah.
authenticity was like a big deal.
Totally.
So him just being like, "This is what I am."
Yeah.
I'm
It's
a
gaming lawyer.
who
Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna make Brad crazy. Wait, hold on, a little more.
games
Yeah.
might have made him stand out from all the other, you know, kind of louder or maybe younger creators.
Yeah, totally.
And maybe even attracted like a slightly older
Right.
crowd or people with, you know, professional backgrounds like himself
Exactly.
who are also into gaming.
And the crazy thing is, like,
Mhm.
he starts out doing these like half-hour episodes 3 times a week.
Okay.
Records them in the evenings,
Mhm.
and sometimes gets like less than 10 views per video.
Wow.
It's like,
It's hard to imagine
This-
starting from that place.
right,
Yeah, this
and,
is
like,
really
making it
interesting
to
stuff
10
here.
years.
Right.
Like, what does that tell us about his like
Yeah, what was driving him?
early
Yeah.
motivation? You
So
know?
he wasn't in it for like instant fame or
Yeah.
money,
Right.
you know?
Or-
Clearly,
Right.
he just genuinely loved
Yeah.
playing and talking about games.
Yeah.
Enough.
All right. I'll spare you the rest of that. Okay. So what the hell is going on in here? Now, if this crashes my computer... Wait, how do I forget how I tell what time it is. Ah, there it is. I swear, it's been 2 weeks since I played this, and I barely know how to do anything right now. So it's about to be nighttime. And hello, Hanaya Heart. Is there a legal concept at play here? Or is it just, I happen to be a lawyer and play it? Well, it's funny you should ask. We were just listening to a podcast about the origins of the Gaming Lawyer channel. Because last week was the 10-year anniversary of my channel. But I'll spare Brad because he doesn't want to hear that crap. So, yeah, I'm a lawyer who plays games. I don't do the lawyer thing on my channel, so it's not like I come on here and talk about like, we're gonna talk about like how law and video games interact and all that. I do my lawyer and stuff over there, and then I play video games, and sometimes I stream it. So there it is. Hello, David. It's a complicated question. What kind of lawyer? I work for a international sort of corporate legal services company, and I work in a division that has to do with class action lawsuits, and we act as payment administrator for the courts in some fairly big class action lawsuits. So right now we're dealing with administering a class action. The settlement's already been reached, and now you get 20 million class members that need to be paid. And so I'm on a team that deals with all the weird stuff that happens when you're trying to pay 20 million people. So, but it's not at all like what, I don't go to court and I don't shout, you can't handle the truth and all that stuff. It's none of that going on. I work from home. I work with my team remotely. We're in lots of Teams meetings and stuff all day, but yeah, that's how it is. So yeah. I got your name right on the first try, Hanaya. I probably got it wrong this time. Probably said, uh-oh. So yeah. That's what I am. So I'm almost, sometimes I say I'm almost not even a lawyer because I don't do any of the stuff that you think of when you think of what lawyers do. I don't do any of that stuff. And hello, Manolito. So for those of you who have been following my past streams of this game Vintage Story, you might notice that I've made some... Well, first off, Brad was always complaining about how ugly my space looked. So I completely revamped it. I opened up my front room here. Not 20 billion class members. Did I say... No. If it sounded like I said billion, it was because my nose is congested. I said 20 million. And I don't know if that's exact. But I know that we're working on one of the largest... We're working on one of the largest class actions in the history of the country. In the history of class action lawsuits. So... Working for the court. I can't get too much into... I can't get into which lawsuit it is. But I guarantee you that you know people who are class members. I can almost guarantee it. I like Vintage Story. We're in the middle of a move right now, so I haven't played in a couple weeks, so I barely remember I barely remember how to play. Let's see, do I even have food on me? I don't remember what I was doing. And I don't remember how I was doing it. I know I've got a pantry down here. All right, that's how you open doors. Oh my gosh, it's like literally I'm like, hit E to open the door? No. Left click? No, I just punched it. But I really like... I got Vintage Story, I don't know, about a month and a half ago, and it's the main game I've been playing since then. I was going to get some bees, but I think you can't hear bees during the winter, and it's basically like winter. Unless I'm wrong. But at the point where I started looking around for to listen for bees, I think it was too late in the year. How many hours? I think I'm about 120 hours in this world. This is the second world that I created. The first one I only played about 12 hours. I wanted to create a new world, changing the world settings to maybe have oceans, since they're boats and stuff. But oh yeah, I was gonna get food. I really not have food on my person? All right, let's see. What's gonna go first? Do I have any meat pies, cabbage pies, 58 days? They're all pretty good. Let's get how's my Oh, I need protein really badly. I don't have any fruits either. So let's get some protein in here. Up in here. I'm gonna slice that up. What was that? I guess I was working on my I was working on my home last time I was in here. Here. I don't think I need to have all that crap on me right now. Good old floor pie. And I got this thing set up. Can I go upstairs without being killed? Oh, no, I don't think so. I think they can still climb up the sides. All right. No, we're not going to go up there right now. Yep, there's that. I saw someone was going up right now. He's like, oh, there's someone on the roof I can go eat? He's surprised that it doesn't simulate germs. Hey, who knows? That could be... Oh, no, a temporal storm. Okay, God, I hate temporal storms so bad. All right, let's lock up. Let's lock up. This is what I do during temporal storms, okay? Uh-oh. Hold on. I'll put that on the wall. Now I've learned to do 2 layers because one time I was down in this little hidey hole and something clipped in from the room outside and killed me. And then by the time I got back to my body, I'd lost all the items I was carrying. It actually set me back several hours worth of stuff. This is, you know, my channel is well known for my special approach, my special tactics, known as bitch tactics. Bitch tactics. And closing myself up in a little space like this during temporal storms is one of the primary vintage story lessons of Bitch Tactics 101. So we're just gonna hang out here for 10 minutes. Because I've learned that if I hang out in my regular space during temporal storms, I get killed. Things spawn right in the room with me, and I don't like it. It makes me scared. Makes me uncomfortable. Makes me unhappy. And here, I'm hoping that I've found a cozy, happy place. So I don't know what you do, Brad. You run around and just kill everything? I can see Brad just, like, goes out and just fights everything out in the storm. But yeah. Well, I'm hoping not to be like Saddam Hussein, in that I don't want anyone to find me here. That's my plan, is to not be found. Not be found. Bitch tactics. Yeah. This is how you do it. For my vast experience, my 120 hours of experience, I've learned the perfect way to survive temporal storms. Uh-oh, my Fitbit is telling me it's time to go to bed. What time did I even start my stream? My computer was having all sorts of technical problems. I think I started my stream like an hour and a half late. Now that I got nothing to do but sit in this little room. Am I still hungry? I don't remember if I got anything I could just pick up and eat. I had that jerky, but it's so salty, and I ate some of that earlier. Let me see, maybe I can check out what's in my inventory. Figure out what I was doing when I played, last time I played this 2 weeks ago. Alright, I have hammers, so I was probably doing some kind of smithing. Pine planks, I should put those away. I know I was doing a lot of expanding my base a little bit. You will teach me the ways of the warrior? Does that involve going out where it's dangerous outside of my little bitch box here? Because I don't want to do that. I like being safe. I'm not gonna go out. Unless I somehow get super powerful. Which I do not feel super powerful right now. That's funny that I'd forgotten if it said imminent, that means that I'd gotten the storm is approaching warning last time I was playing this. Which again, it's been like a week and a half. I'll be safe anywhere. Does it involve throwing down dirt blocks and standing on top of them and throwing rocks? That's a bitch tactics too. But I feel like this, digging yourself in a little hole, this is some honest bitch tactics right here. Standing on top of a little dirt pile, that's pretty bitch tactics, I won't lie. But this feels like more honest bitch tactics. I'm not exploiting anybody's AI capabilities. I'm literally burying myself in a little hole until it's all over. That's the plan. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go, look at the kitchen for a minute. Sitting in this little hole is making me hungry. Alright, I found some questionable snacks to chew on for a live stream. It was the first thing I found and it sounded good. It's some bread and peanut butter. Doesn't eating peanut butter during a stream sound like a great idea? Oh yeah, I guess those ranged guys. I know the dirt tower worked really well when I was getting attacked by a boar. But you're right, anything that could throw something at me long distance, not so good. Make sure to drink milk afterwards. I gotta save the milk for the cereal. I've been drinking oatmeal lately because I'm trying to determine if I'm lactose intolerant. So we have oat milk. I usually only use it with cereal. Oat milk. I mean, we have oatmeal too. My mouth is full with peanut butter now. That's all a person needs. A mouthful of peanut butter and a microphone. And you too can be a streamer. Well, looks like the storm is letting up. This is my world. I would like to find some real oceans. Brad has told me that the only real way to find them is to just create a new world and just keep generating new worlds over and over again until you're next to one. All right. Uh-oh. Did I build a whole road? I built, I don't know how, if you would call it a whole road. But I built some roads, yeah. All right, I'm gonna grab this. Now, where's my dirt? Let's close this back off again. Let's see, still, but yeah, I built some, like this is my little base here. I built some roads up to about here. And then I built some roads over to about here. Because they're both areas where I was doing some mining. And I was going back and forth a lot. But I guess it depends on who you ask whether or not this is this looks like a lot of road. Oat milk. I do have water right here. And this peanut butter is really gumming me up right now. My mouth is... Well, in theory, the settings that I use to generate the world, I forget what they are now, but like, I did a bunch of research for what people who verified that they work for oceans, and I should have oceans in my world. Just a matter, I think, of finding them. It took me forever to find iron. All right. We're just going to clear, make sure there's no bad guys hanging out in my base. No, I haven't tried the PB&J peanut butter cups. I find that for a lot of those things, that they mess with the formula. I end up not liking it as much as the original thing, so I keep getting the original. So the idea of adding jelly into a Reese's peanut butter cup, there's a part of me that's like, yeah, I'd like to give it a shot sometime. I can almost guarantee I won't like it as much as a regular one. But I shouldn't say that till I try it, you know. But have you tried it yet, Maxie? Use any tool in the tool rack if you set it on fire. You just found out? Did you find out by doing it, or did you look it up? All right. It's my last bite of peanut butter, I promise. Oh, all you can buy are giant bags. Interesting. Kind of a big commitment if you just want to try it. Maybe I can get this going. Now I kind of want more peanut butter, though. It was an accident. Okay. Oh, I should use the tongs. Now I'm going to put more of this building materials away. I think I'm, for the moment, done expanding my base. Where was I putting this stuff? Am I putting it in here? I'll put it in here. Probably don't need to be carrying this powdered borax around with me. Oh, the canning room. This can go in here. This is where my powdered borax goes. Here, this is how we do this. All right. All right. This is ready to go. See, what other weird stuff am I carrying around? Alright, the rest of this stuff is fairly reasonable. Why was I carrying hammers around? I was probably... Oh, I think I was actually making stuff. I think I was making hammers, as a matter of fact. But I think I'm done making hammers. Does the hammer require maintenance? Well, they all wear out eventually, and then you just got to make new ones. Are you talking about this thing? No, I don't think so. I think this thing is good forever. Yeah, once it becomes not treacherous to go outside, I'll show you my whole... Wow, that thing's really picking up. The speed, it's wind dependent, so if there's not any wind, the thing doesn't go. I've had it going where it just strikes like once every 4 seconds. We got tin, bronze, copper, brass. Oh, do I have more brass downstairs? Alright, that's gonna take a minute. I think I made more brass. Brass? It is brass, okay. Getting there. All right, we'll put that back. Come on, you're almost done there, dude. It doesn't break ever. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, pick up that one, put down that one. And probably that's going to be all of my held hammering. Iron ingot. Oh yeah, I can just put that down over here. Oh, I should probably put this back. Oh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Here we go. That's where I was going to put that. There. Gotta get my protein. But yeah, if any of you guys recall this space, it was pretty ugly before. My outside, well, I did improve the outside as well. this was basically, it was a hill that I basically made like a hobbit hole into and then dug down to make all of my workshops and everything. Let's see, everything's freezing up. I am in my blacksmith phase, you could say, sure. I think everything else is dead out here. I'm a little worried. Let me see. What is this? It's medium rift activity. No, I think it's too dangerous to go out there right now. And I've been meaning to install lamps over here because bad things tend to spawn inside of my my animal pens. Oh, they have baby pickies. Yep, there's monster on top of my roof. Wait, good. Turn weight low. Oh, I should probably give them some, I should probably give them some more food. The windmill itself wasn't a ton of work. Figuring out how to make the whole mechanism work for the first time, that was a bit of a thing. And what shall we give them? What do I have a lot of? I have a lot of onions. Alright, I'm just gonna bring all this. It's already 8:30, but it's in the morning, but it's still dark out here, because what is it? It's December, that's why. So the days are short. But that thing up there is gone now. Now I've learned that when there are baby piggies around, it's a bad idea to go in there. Because the grown-up piggies will attack you. But yeah, that's my is that little asshole still up here? No, he's gone now. You can still see the last remnants of the hill is still here. But yeah, you basically craft that, the windmill, and then you have to do all these different, like, whatever those things are called, gears and cogs and whatever, whatnot, and then that runs down there. And comes down into this thing. And now that I'm not using it, it doesn't hurt to let it run, but, you know, if you're not actively using it, you can have a little break here to turn it off. There it goes. I'll shut off. Oh, God. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Okay, hold on. I forgot. I need the tongs. All right, I'm gonna get some more onions. I have one other pig pen where I've been transferring their offspring over to my base, but the first pigs I caught were like in the next valley over. 6. Yeah, I'll just do this. Hey, Matsus, we're cooking with boxes out here. That's for true. That is for true. But yeah, this whole back area wasn't here last time I streamed this game. This is just the back side of a hill. Piggies. Wait, which generation? After a certain number of generations, they're supposed to stop running away from you, too. Oh, these are all Generation 1? I know I've got some Generation 2. Gotta watch out because there's a bear that's been hanging around. You'll keep running away from me forever, even though you're many generations into the Gaming Lawyer channel. I mean, you're good to run away because if you're in one of my pens like that, it's because I'm just really I just got you in there for meat and leather, so it's a good instinct to run away from me. Your first generation, your nephew will run away less. Okay, that's good to know. There's a special knife, like where I think if they're generation 7 or 8 and beyond, you can just walk up to them with a special like hatchet and one-shot them. How y'all doing in here? Pregnant? Weight good? Alright, still, I'm gonna still give you some stuff. Probably doesn't matter at this point. But I got plenty of onions, so why not? There you go. Enjoy that. Here, I'll eat an onion too. Mmm. Let's see. Are you eating onion? Yeah, I did eat one onion like an apple. It's not very good nutritionally for you. I mean, it's not bad for you, but it's much better if you put it into a meal or a pie or something else. But, you know, I have lots of onions, so sometimes if I'm bored, I just eat an onion. Delicious. Wait, what did I just see? I thought I saw an animal over here. So the lake is frozen over right now. I think last time I was playing there was a bear hanging out on this side of my property. Yeah, it barely gives you any nutrition, but any of those like fruits and vegetables and stuff, you can eat them. Including onions. See, does it say? Yeah, it gives you 100 satiation. Or Brad, how's it? Satiety? Whatever. Brad has very detailed analysis of how words should be said. He's kind of building a reputation in the YouTube community for vintage story word pronunciations. Now, see, I don't have any objectives today. Just kind of logged in. This is a bad time of year to look for an ocean. I'll just maybe go over there. Grab some more food. Put the onions away. Gonna grab 7 days. Grab some cabbage pie. Some delicious floor pie, as Brad would say, because Brad is proper. I'm sure he has tables neatly set out for all this stuff, but not me. Not me. I put it right on the floor. Satiety? Was that it? Satiety? It's never a word that I ever used. You ever apply for a specific position at a job, but the place you applied thinks you're better suited to a completely different position? Not really. I did apply. That's happened before where I applied for one position and they put me into another one. But it wasn't a completely different position. It was a similar position in a different. I was like 25 years ago. I was a security guard at the Intel Corporation in the Hillsborough area. It's outside Portland. And I applied for, there's like a bunch of campuses in the Hillsborough area. And I applied at the biggest one to work in a control center. And they were like, yeah, this is a crazy place for like a new person who's never done security before to start, because this campus is absolutely nuts. And all the like crazy shit that can happen happened because it's like an industrial that's like has a lot of industrial functions that other ones didn't. So in terms of like security issues, there's just a lot of shit that could happen at that place. And so basically what they're like, yeah, well, we think you'd be good as a security officer, but we basically they didn't want to throw me in the deep end. They're like, this is not a place, this is not a campus for someone that's never done security before. So they put me on one of the other campuses, which was mainly just administrative functions, some research, but none of that industrial, like where all the crazy manufacturing was happening, where the really nuts, where the really serious stuff can go, dangerous stuff can happen if it goes wrong. So that's the one time I can think of where I applied for one position, and then they're like, you know what? Here, we want you to go talk to this manager over at this other campus. And then they hired me for that position. Should I even be coming out here? It's below 0. Well, Celsius anyways. Probably gonna freeze if I stay out here too long. Oh. Was that a baby wolf? Oh no, it's a raccoon. Okay. There are wolves around here. And speaking of which, let me get my shield out. I am not good at dealing with wolves. You may be completely not shocked to learn. There's a deer. I tried hunting deer out here, but I couldn't take them down. I kept hitting them with stuff and then they ran away and I couldn't catch up to them. Once in the army, they made you drive a tank for a while when you were trained as a radio guy. I can see that sort of thing happening. You have a job interview tomorrow you're pretty nervous about. It's 30 minutes away instead of 10 minutes. And for a different position you're not excited about. Yeah, that sounds like you got a few layers of reasons to not be excited about the job interview. I hate job interviews. Doesn't matter if I want the job or not. I am a nervous interviewer. I think I'm bad at it. Like, I think I psych myself out too easily. But I wish you luck with that. I know all about nervous interviewing. I haven't done a job interview. Oh my god. I don't think I've done a... Actually, it may have been that security job was the last time I did a legitimate job interview. Oh, I should have brought my my raft with me. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes. Well, I guess if you're saying everything, that does mean everything. I think there's a certain category of things that just happen. But, like, I know there's a big instance of one thing that seemed bad actually leading to a better thing was the house we're living in now. Because 2 months ago, we were trying to buy another house. And there were problems trying to get the sale to finish. And we were really disappointed. The deal ended up falling through. And we were, oh my god, is it getting late? Or is it getting dark already? Son of a bitch. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. It's already getting dark. The deal fell through. We were very disappointed. But the very next time we went looking at houses, we found the house that we just moved into this past week. And we like it 10 times better than the house. And the last house the one we were trying to buy, we actually really liked that house. And I think this house, I don't know how we missed it. We might not have been on the market at the point that we found the first house. All right, I've got to get back. World exploration is not ideal when the days are super short. I'm also surprised I didn't get cold. Usually if you spend too much time in below zero temperatures, you start shivering. Housing. Oh, yeah, I'm starting to get cold. I do have a little mining outpost I can go warm up in. It's right over here. If I can get to it. Hopefully there's no wolves hanging out outside of it. There we go. There we go. Just warm up a little bit. The fires don't actually warm you up in this game, I don't think. Because sometimes I pop down here and would light a fire thinking it would help me warm up faster, but I don't think they actually generate heat. I just have to hang out in an indoor place until I warm up. I know there's certain areas where housing prices are starting to fall. I know they fell a little bit here in Oregon, but not a ton. I think the market, it's still considered like a seller's market. I know it started to slow down for them a little bit. It's not quite as like where you can't like look at a house before it's gone 5 seconds later. But the thing that's frustrating is if you see body temperature, is it going up? Maybe I should light it. Oh, it is going up slightly. I'm curious, and I'm going to light the fires. I don't think that matters, but... Oh, it does matter. It's going up fast now. I thought I read somewhere that maybe it's the fires don't... They don't cause other things to catch fire. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. My temperature is going up really fast now, though. Let's see. Is it... Oh, it's probably already dark outside. Well, poop. Because that's sort of the thing long-term that I want to do right now is... explore a little bit. Try to find an ocean, but I think with the days is that short. Well, I did spend half the day feeding pigs too. Now the other thing that I've done, do you think I could make it home? It's calm out. Maybe I can get home. Oh, it's like full dark. I'll fall down there. If I can just get back to my my road. Just want to get back to my house. On a calm evening, I feel like I can get away with a quick sprint through semi-friendly territory. There's my house right there. I can see my lights. Where's the road? I feel like I've lost my, Oh, okay. There it is. What? I didn't realize that was that way before. Oh, hello. And there's my back door. Oh, we made it. And all that sprinting works up an appetite. But yeah, we were sort of looking for houses for 5 years. And, you know, slowly saving up for a down payment. We were thinking, like, we're going to wait till we can get a 20% down payment. But literally during those 5 years, the housing prices went up so fast that it was like, okay, so, like, we're getting closer to a 20% down payment, what would have been 2 years ago. But now prices have gone up by another 50%, right? Just like crazy. Like houses that were $200,000 are now, you know, $350,000. So it was like the target was moving right in front of us. And so finally, when things seemed to start to slow down a little bit, we decided earlier this year, like the market sort of started to stop going up and started to correct a little bit. And, well, I'll feel bad if you know, 2 years from now our house is worth $100,000 less. I'll feel whatever, but it's one of those things in life where it's like we waited and we waited and we waited for the conditions to be right, and it just wasn't happening. The conditions were not happening, and we were just never getting a house. And so eventually we're just like, look, we just got to pull the trigger on this thing. But yeah, I agree. It's not the best buyer's market, but there was sort of a fear at a certain point, like if the prices do, because overall real estate prices keep going up, and in general they go up faster than the average income that people make in this country. There's a bigger and bigger divide as time goes on between what people actually make and how much it costs to buy a house. And so we kind of started to feel also like if we don't make a move now, we may never be able to. Your property has doubled in value, but so has the property tax. Yeah, our property taxes are, I don't know, I think they're like $350 somewhere around there a month. I mean, it's nothing compared to the mortgage, the principal and the interest, but I think it was more than I expected though. Because I want to say the other house, the estimates for taxes on the other house, I don't know why, but it was like half as much. And they're in the same county, different city. But I don't know what went into that. Maybe the estimate we got on the other one, it was just based on, we're using Redfin, and they would give you these estimates of how much the taxes would cost. So it may not have just been accurate, but. And the thing is about ours is there was no real estimate about it because there were no prior tax assessments because it's a brand new. I think until like a year or two ago, this was just a big farm that they sold off like half. They don't farm anymore. And they sold off half of their land to these developers. So like there's never been the plot that we live on just has never been taxed before. Because before that it was like it may have been a lot, an undeveloped lot during the last tax year, but it didn't have a house on it. Crazy to think after you pay your house off, the amount you stop paying taxes. Yeah. It'll probably go down in a decade or two, depending on the declining birth rate. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because there's also just generally like a housing shortage. There's just a lot of factors at play that. But of course, yeah, if like it becomes less of a shortage and supply and demand, the prices may then come down. Should I do some plates? Let's turn this back on. Put the tongs. Get some of this out. Get some of these guys. Oh, wrong button. And I won't pretend I'm an expert at any of this, so I just know like I've watched, you know, seen things from different experts. It's a little bit like the Magic 8 Ball. Like there's oh yeah, it could go down. But they say in the long term, it's just going to keep going up. So it's like in the short term, there's variation. There may be a little bit like it goes up, and then it maybe goes down a little. But they say in a long term, generally, the expectation is it's just going to keep overall increasing. But you know, if society, obviously, if there's some very like broad, like huge societal changes, that trend could change. What's the gray box next to the anvil? This one? This is the quern. I'm probably saying it wrong. This is where you grind up like wheat into flour and such. Wages aren't keeping pace with inflation either. And they're not keeping up with worker productivity. But that's been happening for like 50 years, right? That's not a new thing. It's very discouraging. Like I sometimes I'll like, especially since I watch videos about that, I'll be fed more on YouTube, and it's just depressing. Looking at sort of like income disparities and like one I was watching earlier today was about like how the term middle class is basically meaningless now because median incomes don't hardly represent like middle class was considered like you could get like a pretty reasonably sized home, 2 cars, 1 income house hold with the kids and take everybody on a vacation every year. That was sort of like what they posed as what was the expectation of like if you were making the median income that's what you'd be able to afford. And that is like so far beyond reality at this point. House prices in TJ have skyrocketed in the last 10 years. I guess it's everywhere. Kids living with their parents longer these days. Yeah, oh yeah. No, I think it's like not uncommon at this point for people to live with their parents like in their 30s or even longer. It's very common now. Oh, I should put the second one down. I forgot these plates, you need 2. You can put 2 down right at the beginning and it'll take care of it. David, you just choose not to think about it too much. And that was sort of one of those reasons too where we're like, yeah, it's not ideal time to buy a house, but really like I was afraid if we didn't do it now, we would never be able to do it. We may be like it would just keep getting further and further away until like we'd hit a point where no longer is it like just like a tight, like it's just tight to be able to swing it. But it's just going to be like beyond our capabilities. Apartment prices are ridiculous too. I think that's one thing where we've been lucky in that in LA we lived in an apartment that was rent controlled. In LA they stopped rent control in the 70s, but any building that was a rental, like rented units before that time that has continued to rent they get like the grandfathered in. And so the building that we lived in was built in the 1920s. So, and they still can go up, but it can only go up like, I think ours went up between 3 and 5% per year, which still adds up over time. Oregon now also has rent control. But that was relatively new. When we lived here before, it didn't. But at some point while we were away, the rent skyrocketed. Like the rents doubled in like 5 years. And it screwed up things for a lot of people. So, but that's the thing too, is like the apartment that we were in, we knew we needed to get out of it because it was a 3rd floor. We had this dog. My wife, we're getting older. My wife's starting to have knee problems going up and down the stairs. And, so we're like, okay, this is, it was fine, but we knew it was not a long-term thing. There's lots of we always wanted a yard, we wanted all these things. We wanted to live in a house. We looked into renting houses, but it was almost as hard to rent as it was to buy. Like those things are getting snatched up like crazy. But yeah, to the point, like the apartment where we've been living for the last 6 years, we wouldn't be able to afford that apartment now. Like if we moved out just now, if we tried to move back into it under a brand new lease, on what they want to charge for it now, it would be like $1,000 more a month than what we were paying. So yeah, it's pretty nuts. Got to do something. No point being worried. You see, you live with your grandparents now. You just got out of the mill. Planning going to college, but who knows if that's the right way to go. It's hard. It's hard to say. Like, it almost seems like at this point, because obviously I went to college and then I went to law school, but I know people that, like my brother-in-law, got into an apprenticeship to be an electrician. And by the time he finished that, like, I don't know, 4 years of that, he makes more than I do. And they paid him the whole time, too. They paid him less to start. But it's kind of like... And obviously, some people, they get, you know, they go to law school or whatever, and they end up, like, they get hired into, like, a top firm, and they make a shit ton of money. They work their asses, they work themselves practically to death to get that money. But yeah, it's like... And especially with everyone's worried about AI and stuff like that, but let me tell you, like an electrician, it's not gonna, no AI is gonna replace what an electrician does. Right? People like skilled workers. I shouldn't say laborers, because it's just like even, you know, it's not necessarily backbreaking work. Although being an electrician can definitely be physically demanding. You figure you do trades for a while, but you've had your fill of manual labor. Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of unskilled labor when I was in my 20s. Stuff, warehouse work, like stocking stuff where you could basically, like, you could train a temp to do it, and they'd be able to do it within, you know, like 30 minutes of being shown how. Yeah, HVAC guys make good money for sure. Speaking of houses, our old house lowered the price of the house again because they can't find any buyers. Serves them right for raising the rent for no reason. They raise the rent because they can. That's what they do. Oh, that's the end of my my brass there too. Median wages for trades in college are about the same. That's not the full story. It's hard to get employed with a degree. I don't even really know. I honestly don't know what it's like to get a job right now. Like I said, I didn't interview for anything, and that's just like my own sort of dumb luck. That I haven't even had, like, the job that I have now. Oh, did that just wear out? Come on, get in there. 1, 2, 3. Here, at least focus on this. The job I had now started off as a temp job because that, you know, the company I work for deals with administration of class actions and other types of lawsuits, and most of them aren't very huge. Right, a lot of these things are not ginormous. Like the one I'm working on, literally, I think we have 500 people across, like, multiple departments working on supporting this one class action lawsuit because it's so huge. But most of them are not like that. Most of them are not nearly so big. They don't require nearly as many people to manage, and they're over a lot more quickly. So you'd be in and out in, like, a few months of the phases that we need to deal with, rather than, you know, like the last one I worked on, we were working on for like 4 years. There was just so much going on over a long period of time just to get everything untangled and done. But the normal nature of this job is that this company is that most people get hired on as contractors because there's a big case, a big project, everyone works on it, and then when it's wrapped up, a lot of the people are just like, okay, you're done with your assignment. And the assignment might last 6 months. It's not like you temp for a couple days. But when I applied for this, they didn't even interview me. the thing I was working on was so big and they needed people so fast. They just looked at my resume and were like, okay, yeah, bring them on. And so the first time I met anyone at the actual job was like after I was hired. If you really need a steady paycheck, you go back to government employee. Hopefully, as an officer, as like a police officer, or was that military, or with a civilian job. Yeah, I in normal circumstances, government is pretty. Like my wife works for local government. They have such great benefits, and like we both have a lot of student debt. That stuff, well, we'll see if that remains the same, but like, you know, there's lots of forgiveness programs for, I don't know. But the problem recently is been really unsteady footing. I knew there was literally someone, one of my best friends forever. He's like a research scientist, and he researches like education statistic, like teaching methods, effectiveness of teaching methods. And he was just hired by the federal government like 6 months ago. And then basically everything got they pretty much wiped out the entire like division he was working for. And he's out of there now. I think he maybe found a new job. But yeah, real shaky ground. Government work is real shaky ground because they're cutting it so much. That's also why I'm guessing I couldn't get my mailbox keys on Saturday, because they don't have the budget to they don't have the staff anymore to maintain their hours, their weekend hours. So they're supposed to be open on Saturdays, but they don't have the staff for it anymore. So but luckily, like my wife she's in Oregon state government. I don't think they've been hit in the same ways as like federal. A lot of local governments, they still get hit because local, government often works in part off of federal funding, depending on what they do. So when federal funding gets cut, then the governments have to cut, lay off people too. But that hasn't affected my wife. All right. Well, I guess I'm not using this anymore. It's too bad too, because this is the strongest this thing's been going. -4, almost 5 in the morning out there. Yeah, let me put my this back up. Boom. And I've got those brass porch holders now. I think I'm wearing some armor. It's like cloth padded armor. It's not the fanciest stuff in the world. But yeah, I'm wearing Gambison. Gamboy's helmet, body armor, and leg armor. There's me. I'm a handsome boy. Can I not get a look at myself from the front? Anyways, so that's me. Yay! Right, yeah, and I don't like talking about politics too much here, but Yeah, we're definitely there's a lot just going on within the government and just in the economy in general that's sort of like not sustainable. So it's kind of like I think on all fronts we may have a difficult way forward. Unless you're a billionaire. Things are going really well and only getting better for certain people. But not most people. All right. Still calm out. I'm probably gonna need to wrap up the stream soon too. It's only midnight. Tonight was just more to hang out. Because like I said, I haven't been playing. I'm not sure what to do with myself right now too. I hadn't really thought about it. This is the sort of game where, there's not really like a storyline or anything to follow. There's a little more of a progression than a game like Minecraft. Like the basically like technological progression and character progression, like of what you can do, does give you incentives to like have certain objectives. Like, oh, I need to find iron now. I need to do this. In order to do that, I need to do this other thing. Moving to Canada sounds appealing, but they don't want you. I mean, to some extent, though, a lot of the things that we're dealing with here, like everyone's dealing with, like Armando was mentioning and TJ, housing prices skyrocketing, that sort of thing. So, but yeah, again, not to get political, but there definitely is, it's definitely turbulent times. Very highly contentious and charged atmosphere here in the US these days. There is like an actual kind of a story here, which I haven't even touched into because it involves all sorts of scary demonic monsters that I'm in no way mentally equipped to deal with. So, like, the one thing that I've been doing is, I started doing this automation, and that made me want to start cultivating animal fat and is it sap? Is that the other thing that you need for all these things? Resin. So I spent like a bunch of time looking for pine trees that had resin, and I found like a couple here. I'm scared to go too far into these woods because it's like mountainous, super hard to navigate, and there are wolves everywhere. So I've just been going along the edges of forests. I honestly, Armando, at some point when I was walking around here, you said you saw some resin somewhere along this patch on my screen. I went back and forth over this a ton of times and I could never find any resin. I'm sure there is somewhere because when I have found resin, it's not that rare. It's just sort of hard to spot. But I ended up like coming all the way down here and I found all these little orange tree icons are trees that I found resin on. But I think the last time I came down here, I have my little raft and I came down here. Now it's a lot of stuff's frozen over. But there's like a whole pack of wolves that's taken over this area and they literally come out into the water when I'm coming through this narrow passage and like kill the shit out of me. No, there's really no way to farm resin. In fact, like if you plant trees that you've planted yourself will never generate resin. I mean, it's possible that's something that, this is still early access, so maybe someday. It doesn't seem realistic why a tree that you planted wouldn't be capable of it. So I think that's probably just something to do with how they've coded the game. Like, that's something that only generates in trees that were that were created during world gen rather than trees that you plant later. But the ones that do have they regrow every, like, I don't know, 10, 11 days. They'll regrow their resin. So that's the closest thing to farming it, is you just have to note where you found it. And then, you know, once every couple weeks, in game days, you just revisit. You do a tour of the trees that you found with the resin, and you can collect more of it. Are there mods to make resin? Are they realistic? Like, is there... It's not just like the unlimited resin mod or something like that. It's snowing. It's definitely negative 10 degrees. Yeah, and I don't think this stuff I'm wearing even helps me keep warm at all. Protection. I don't think it increases your temperature protection. I think the only things you can get that will help you stay warmer are things you have to buy from traders. Every time I've run into traders, and there's one near my house, but they never want anything that I have to sell. Like, they barter basically. Yeah, so all those, I would have continued expanding my windmill and automation, but all of those parts require animal fat, like as grease, and resin. I'm not sure exactly what the resin's for. Maybe glue it all together. Anyways, I ran out. I had a decent chunk of it, and then I ran out. Just coming by to see if anyone's had any more bebes. You can't repair that stuff, can you? Oh, I'm already freezing. Yeah. Yep, definitely not a time for me to go. To go exploring like Magellan, looking for oceans. I could barely go check on my pigs over the first hill without getting hypothermia. Birzies, you know? Birzies. Alright. This is probably a good time for me to wrap up the game a little bit. We'll save and leave the world. Quit the old game. Go to the old thank you screen. I've completely, like, detached my camera at this point. So, my camera experiment did not work out well. I know the next few days I'm going to redo my wiring. Oh my god! David! There, you summoned a pipe cock. You probably regret that now. But thanks for the $5. It's late, so you'll scooch. Alright, David. Appreciate that. You have a good night. You can make some stuff. All the cool stuff can be made by the... Right, yeah, there's that tailor job, which I'm not. Yeah, some of the... I'm not sure what my guy can make, or if he can make anything. He's just stealthier from animals. But, like, I know I've run into a few things where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make... You know, I think there's, like, an iron short sword. And so I was able to make an iron short sword blade. It wasn't until I made it that I realized it's part of a recipe that only one specific character class can even have access to. So some of the different character classes have special things that they can make that only they can make. I think that's what you like to do when you move into a new place. Read a little EASA. Nah, none of that. I've been sleeping. My sleep's been pretty awful for the past couple of weeks. Between the stress of the move and then like my job is always like getting extra crazy. Like right when everything else is stressful, my job gets extra crazy too. Extra OMG. My job is super OMG all the time these days. Oh, we're not getting the sofa for another 2 weeks. Which kind of works out because our living room, we couldn't even fit it in there right now. Our living room right now is literally just a mountain of unpacked boxes right now. So some of it we'll be able to put away. Like once I get my bookcase and some other... We probably need to get some garage storage shelves too. Like we need to have storage to put away a bunch of the shit that right now we just don't know where to put it. I mean, obviously we'll slide all that stuff into the dining area or something. Right now we don't have a dining room set or anything in the living room. I think we're gonna move my recliner, my old recliner we've had for 6 years, into my room here. There's a corner where it would be nice, and I've always kind of wanted to be able to, like, if I'm playing a game with my Xbox controller, especially some of those JRPGs, they have nice big, all the fonts on the screen are really easy to read from if you're sitting back a little ways, just like basically playing on a console. So it's like that'd be kind of cool to have this be able to turn my screen towards the corner where the chair is and sit with my controller and play some JRPGs or something like that. But because yeah, with our new couch coming, it's got 3 reclining seats built into it, so we're not going to need a separate recliner out there anymore. I'm really looking forward to getting all that set up. That's something that right now I feel a little jealous. Like we get glimpses into our neighbors' houses, and they're just like, oh, they're just living like a normal life and like a normal house with normal furniture and places to hang out and enjoy themselves. And we're still kind of like, obviously I've got my desk set up now, which is a big deal for me. This is the first time I played any games since I moved, but gaming is usually something I do at least a couple of nights during the week, and then usually like on the weekends I play for a few hours each day if I'm not doing other stuff. But yeah, for the most part there's still very much kind of like a not quite settled in. We don't have the living room, we don't have the couch, we can't watch our big TV. It's all kind of like just waiting. Well, we're gonna get a new like stand for the television. And we need also more storage for the kitchen. We're gonna get like a coffee bar type thing. And because we realized the one thing that has shrunk is in our apartment, for some reason we had a massive pantry. It was like a big closet, like a big wide tall closet. And this one, it's more like a coat closet with shelves. It's not big. And so we're realizing we could probably use a little more storage in the kitchen. And also for the entertainment center for the television. But I know that my wife is really into the idea of she wants to use Amazon Marketplace, not Amazon, sorry, Facebook Marketplace, to try to find like old, like heavy wood things that she can work on and sand down and refinish. She's very handy like that. But it also means like, I'm all like, hey, look, I did a quick search on Google for coffee bars and I found this one that I really like. And we could have it we have it delivered in 2 days. So that's sort of the difference we're like, for me, I'm less handy. I'm more like, what's the nicest thing that we can get that can be here fast? Because the stuff she's looking at is not necessarily cheaper. Some of it's like, it's good, nice stuff, but it's not necessarily cheap just because it's used. You're right. I mean, I think, and my wife is, I mean, I know she watches lots of shows where people do stuff like that. And I mean, ever since I met her, she's been a handy person. When we lived together, the first bed that we had in our first apartment, we built it together, but she came up with the idea and we built it together. And it was actually really cool. It was just huge and heavy as fuck. And I think we tried to move it to LA, and we literally couldn't get it up the stairs of the apartment that we moved into, and so we ended up getting rid of it. But yeah, she's very much into like crafty, doing stuff like that. I'm more like, hey, that IKEA thing looks pretty nice. It's like, just pop it together, get an Allen wrench and build it. It may take an hour, and then there it is. Then we got the thing now. But anyway, you guys, I'm sleepy, so I'm gonna go now. But, it's good to see y'all. It's like, I know it's only been 2 weeks, but God, this feels like I hadn't streamed in forever. Hopefully, I get my computer sorted out. And I'm thinking of maybe getting a new one later this year. Well, it's actually getting close to my birthday anyways. I keep thinking my birthday is like 6 months away, but my birthday is like 2 months from today. So I keep saying I'm probably going to get a new PC for my birthday, because my current one has just been... Things are getting weird in it. There's lots of things that just like should work that don't work. Maxie, she more likes the farmhouse style type stuff, which is kind of the funny contrast. And I could be into that too. It's not like I gravitate specifically towards it, but this house we built, or that we bought, is brand new. It's just built, and it has a lot of very modern style to it that like makes me think like the coffee bar that I looked up. I'm like, hey, this is a coffee bar that will go really well with the style of our house. Like, it'll look like a natural extension of sort of, and it's still nice. I mean, it's still like can feel homey and warm and everything else, but it's a very modern. It doesn't feel like grandma's, it's not like grandma's kitchen. But she assures me, she watches all these these decorating shows and everything else, and she's like, yeah, like the really cool houses, they strategically mix styles like that, and if you do it right, it can look really cool. So I'm kind of like, all right, well, I'm just gonna trust you. You know what you're doing. And that's the thing with her, is historically, whenever if she's got an idea about something, usually, like if she wants to decorate a room a certain way, and I'm like, I don't know. And if she does it, I'm almost always like, oh, that actually did turn out really nice. So I think I have much less sophisticated eye for that sort of thing. Farmhouse style stuff would make you very unhappy. Yeah, you don't have to keep your house spick and span for it to look nice. Friday's stream is official. Wait, I guess it's Friday now. Is that what you mean? I'm gonna kill the stream. I'm gonna end it. But don't worry. I'm gonna help you all by sending you off right. Something to help you sleep. Even if you live in China and it's only the afternoon. Just dim the lights here. You need to relax. Evie, settle down. Just calm down. I said calm down. I can tell she's not doing it. All right. Thanks, Maxie. Appreciate that. Go to sleep. And good night. Evie, settle down. Your eyes are getting so heavy. Armando's already asleep. Go to sleep now. Armando, Evie, 23, J, Maxie, Matus, P, Rich, probably Nick, maybe out there somewhere too. I'll be waiting for you in your dreams. Plus the, that's 13, 14 odd mystery viewers. Good night to you too. And you all settle down too. Y'all been so rambunctious this evening. I know you haven't been typing in the chat, but I can tell you're being rambunctious all the same. Yeah, dial it down a little, Evie. For goodness sake. All right. Night, everyone.